Hi, this is Mr. Shumway. This video clip explains how to calculate profit when you're flipping houses. That means you're buying them, fixing them up, and selling them. So let's say I bought a house for $103,000. I bought $10,000 worth of materials. I spent $2,900 for closing costs. That's money that you spend setting up the mortgage with the bank. It took 12 months to fix it up. So let's say you're living in it while you're fixing it up, and then you put it on the market and it takes 8 months to sell. But you sell it for $142,000, so you make a profit. So let's see, this flip netted a profit of what? So let's calculate the profit. So I have $103,000 that I spend, and I spend $10,000, and I spend $2,900. So altogether I spend $115,900. And so if I take my $142,000 that I sold it for, and I subtract all of my costs, my profit will be $26,100. So in this case, they're asking for what was my profit. The next one, they want to know what was the percentage profit. So let's say I bought a house for $103,000 and I bought $8,000 worth of materials. And I spent $2,200 for closing costs with the bank. Let's see how much we spent to get the house. $113,200. And so let's see what our profit was. Our profit would be the $136,000. Subtract our $113,200. And that gives us $22,800. So that's my profit, but it's asking for a percentage profit, percentage of what I spent. I spent $113,000. So if I divide my profit by how much I spent, and that tells me 0.21. Well, that is 21%. So I can multiply whatever fraction or whatever decimal I get by 100 and convert it back to percentage. So let's change the numbers again, and let's find out how much we spent. 106,000. 11,000 in materials, 2,300 closing costs. 6 plus 3 is 9. 119,000 is what I spent. Okay, and so I subtract that from, I sold it for 137,000. That tells me that I got a profit of $17,700. Well, if I want to know what percentage, I divide that by how much I spent. I spent $119,300, and that tells me 0.148, or 14.8%. But they're asking on an annual basis, and it took more than a year. It took more than a year just to make the repairs, and it took 7 months on the market trying to sell it before it actually sold. So it took 14 plus 7, it took 21 months. So if I divide that by 21 months, then that tells me 0.0, well, it tells me 0.7%, 0.7% per month. But they didn't ask per month, they asked annual. Annual would be for a year, so I multiply that by 12. And that tells me 8.5% per year. So if you're borrowing money and not living in the house, then that's maybe not a good investment. But if you're having to pay mortgage payments anyways, then that might end up being a pretty good profit, because you have a place to stay and you get some profit as well. Some people do that, and they might just hang on to it until the market is up and then sell it. Anyways, that's just an idea. You can, at least you know how to calculate your percent profits. Buying houses, fixing them up, selling them for a profit, that's what we call flipping.